Hi, it's Kai, and today we are going to be doing an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty breakdown slash de-influencing the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty because honestly, I feel as though a lot of us have more makeup than we will ever need in our lives, and a lot of us do not need to shop the 21 Days of Beauty sale. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've been frequenting Reddit a little bit more. Honestly, they just have the answer to a lot of questions, especially when I'm looking up like roller skating stuff. So I've been frequenting Reddit more and I see the Ulta, I guess, Reddit thread or subreddit, I think that's what they call them. And I see so many people buying not even just during the sale, but buying from Ulta for even gifts with purchases and then getting upset that their specific gift with purchase didn't come and saying that that was the only reason that they made that purchase. And while I am a person who has definitely purchased specific things because there was a gift with purchase offered or because there were samples and then got upset that the sample wasn't included or something of that nature, I don't think I've ever specifically made an order for getting a sample or for getting a gift with purchase. And I feel like that was just very indicative of like the overconsumption mindset that even here in a more recessive economic period, people are still purchasing things that they probably don't need because they want to get a gift or feel like they're getting a deal. And while, of course, 50% off some of your beauty favorites is an amazing deal, especially again in these economic times, a lot of people, myself included in the past, have the habit of buying more than what they actually are looking for just because there is a sale going on. So I wanted to go over the things that I think are truly worth it in the 21 Days of Beauty or things that I have my eye on, as well as some of the things that I feel like get put in the 21 Days of Beauty because it is slow moving and they are just trying to get product out at this point. But anyway, if you like these types of de-influencing videos, let me know. I can definitely do more of them. I can do de-influencing you guys Sephora wish list. Like, I'm willing to do any of it because definitely now on the other side of a major shopping problem, and while I can recognize that a lot of the reason I don't shop for certain beauty products as much anymore is because I am getting a lot sent with this being my hobby slash job. I don't really see it as a job, more like a stream of income when I do get income from it, I guess. But because I am getting stuff sent, I am not purchasing a whole bunch of new things. But even if I wasn't getting as much stuff sent, even in periods this year when I wasn't getting as many things sent to me, I definitely was parsing down what I was buying and really looking at my wish list and saying, is there absolutely nothing else that I can get or replace this with? Or, just things of that nature. Trying to be a little bit more of a conscious consumer, even if this is a part of my job slash hobby. So anyway, let's just stop the chatter and get into this. Hopefully it won't be too long, but I like to gab a little. So the first day is Friday, August 29th. Today is Thursday that I am filming this. I meant to film it yesterday and then took a nap. So I don't know if this will be going up today or tomorrow. I'm hoping to get it up at least like later in the day today. So this might be the first time that you guys are seeing me film, edit, and upload all on the same day. And if you were to go to my other social media platforms, you would see me in like the same makeup and hair and chipped nail polish and stuff, even though I'm going to fix this eventually. Anyway, I need to, again, stop the chatter. So the first day, we're seeing some Marc Jacobs, some Truly, some Drunk Elephant. There's Olaplex, which I don't really have any hair, so even if it was a brand or a type of hair product that I'd be interested in, I probably wouldn't purchase any hair care. And I also just have reserves and reserves of hair care from when my hair was longer, so I definitely don't need anything in the hair care category. However, the first thing that I see that honestly might be something that I for real purchased from the sale are the Kitsch satin pillowcases. I do need to do a little bit more research into whether these are silk satin or like polyester satin. For the price, I'm thinking that they're probably polyester satin, and polyester satin, I mean, I feel like it's better for your hair than like cotton or like any other type of sheet or pillowcase, you know, as far as keeping your hair from getting breakage and such. But I've just learned a little bit more about textiles, specifically from this creator on the other app, the clock app called Please Don't Buy That. I think she also has a page here on YouTube as well, but I mostly watch her shorter videos over there. And again, she talks about textiles, and I, from that, have learned that satin is not a type of fabric, it's a weave, or like how the fabric is put together versus it being, again, a specific type of fabric. So because of that, I need to do a little bit more research into what this type is specifically and whether I can't find it for less expensive somewhere else. But the pillowcases are going to be 50% off, and I've been eyeing one in particular, and I have a king pillow as well as multiple queen pillows, and that's why it's sometimes hard to find cutesy stuff in king pillow or like king size things. So they have this cherry print specifically. You probably can't, you know, really see it. I'll try to focus my phone, but they have this cherry print, and I actually got these sheets almost a year ago when I was thinking about moving and then decided not to move. And I think they're either cherries or strawberries on them. I'm pretty sure they're strawberries, but I just in general love fruit themed things. You can't really see it because this is just a pile of mess, but like in this clothes, these are a lot of my dresses, and in there I know at least 3 dresses that are fruit themed, 2 that are strawberry, and 1 that is a cherry dress. And again, I just really like fruit theme specifically when it comes to clothing and, you know, things around the house, housewares and stuff. So I kind of really want this pillowcase because it will obviously help. Even though I, again, have shorter hair, I feel like I like to have it still look good and still be healthy. So it will, again, be a slippery pillowcase for my hair to not get as much breakage from the friction. And again, it's just cherry printed. It's really cute. They have it in both the king size and the regular, I guess, queen size or like just regular size pillows. So that is one of the things that I may actually go in there and purchase because it's essentially 2 for 1, and I can get, again, 2 of the regular size pillowcases and then 1 of the king size, and that will, you know, be my pillow arrangement. And then it'll also be another thing where I can look forward to moving out of this apartment because you guys have known all of the stuff going on with it. And at some point I will be moving out of here and into hopefully a better living situation. But until then, I feel as though just having those sheets is something to hold on to because I've been sleeping on my couch instead of in my bed just because my bed in bedroom are closer to where the activity is. And so honestly, the only times I really come into my bedroom are when I am, you know, needing something from my perfume, I am cleaning and packing things up, or when I'm filming just because this is the background that I've liked filming with and that is most convenient for me right now. So yeah, I've been sleeping on my couch, and again, those sheets are just something that I can look forward to sleeping in an actual bed again soon. So then there are some It Cosmetics. There's like a dermaplash dermaplaning thing, which I think that is definitely not something that you need. I don't feel like the little electric shavers, as someone who has purchased an electric shaver, yes, it was a little bit more of a cheaper one, but you know, you get the gist of it. I feel like there's nothing that those do that you can't do with a little manual shaver. And also, you're not dermaplaning your skin. Dermaplaning is a specific procedure that has to be done by an esthetician or like a skincare professional who is licensed, not something that you do in your home. Like even when you're shaving your peach fuzz off, you are not dermaplaning your skin. So that's one of those things where it's just like they're marketing to you to try to get you to feel like you're doing some treatment at home, when in reality, again, you could just be using the little $1 or $2 shavers from the Dollar Tree. There's some Tula Tula, there's some Polite Society. I know people who like Tula really enjoy their products, but if I'm being completely honest, what I've tried from them in the past has kind of been a little bit mid. And then something as I was looking through here that I noticed is that basically every single day it seems like they have an It Cosmetics brush on sale. I think that they're maybe phasing out their It Cosmetics brushes, or they're just so slow moving that they're trying to give people a reason to potentially put one in their bag, get to the free shipping, whatever the case may be. Because I think for diamond and platinum, you automatically get free shipping if you buy any of the beauty steals for the sale. But if you are a member, which I actually am not diamond or platinum anymore, again, I've tapered my spending down, and my budget has, of course, caused me to taper my spending down to the point that I am not really, buying a lot. And again, getting sent stuff too means that I am not going and purchasing as much stuff to test out. But I am the lowest here at Ulta now, so I believe you only get free shipping if it's over $35. So again, the It Cosmetics brushes, I feel like most of us have a lot of makeup brushes and don't need a whole bunch of new ones. So if you absolutely need one, like your foundation brush is breaking off from the ferrule, then this might be a good one. And if you are so beholden to get free shipping, then maybe this is worth getting it. But even with free shipping now, I've kind of framed it as, how much is the shipping? Like, would I be paying more for the shipping if I didn't get to the free shipping amount, or would I be paying more out of pocket for the product just in order to get free shipping? If it is the latter, then you can probably just go and pay for the shipping outright for the one thing that you wanted, instead of adding more things into your cart to get to the free shipping, because then it's not really a deal anymore. It's you spending more money with them. And that's precisely what a lot of these companies want you to do. There's some hairspray, some Live Tinted. Live Tinted is a brand that definitely, if I was in the market for makeup, I might see about some of their deals. They have their serum concealer on, and then they have Benefit Bare Minerals. I truly feel like the Benefit, like brow products, people who love them, and those people will stock up on them. But with Bare Minerals, it's their Complexion Rescue tinted moisturizer sunscreen thing, I think. And if I'm being honest, that one is a product that I had before years ago, did not like it, did not use it. I actually have been doing a decluttering series, and I finally threw it out through that decluttering series because it was old, probably expired. And again, I just didn't like the formula. And I feel like that's a product that, especially with all of the skin tints and such on the market, that they are trying to move that product. And in general, I feel like Bare Minerals might be one of those brands that is on the chopping block. While I know that they have their older audience who they stand by them, like those girlies who love Bare Minerals, I feel like as those consumers stop wearing makeup, whether it is because, again, they're getting older and that becomes a little bit less of a priority, or as you get older, you can be disabled and not really be able to do your makeup the way that you once did, or again, as you get older, there is always death being imminent. Death is technically always imminent, but especially when you get older, death by natural causes. So like the consumer base in general would be not there to buy it anymore. And I just don't feel like people in my age group really fuck with Bare Minerals like that. If I'm being completely honest, it just isn't, they're not giving. One thing that I think I might actually end up getting is the Sacred Nourishing Hair Oil, because I have wanted to try that, and I've kind of been in a weird place where with my hair journey where some of the hair oils and products that I've used are just a little bit too heavy for me not really having any hair anymore, but then some of the other products that are advertised as being more lightweight, they're just not nourishing enough for my hair specifically. So I have been thinking about getting the hair oil. I wanted to get it when it first came out, but it was number one, out of stock. They didn't have the travel size in stock in my local stores. I think it was online only, and it might still be online only, but I feel as though I have seen a little slot in the gondola near the checkout for the Sacred mini sizes. so maybe not. But because of those factors, I didn't end up picking it up. And so I picked up another product that I like, but I don't love it. I wish it was just a little bit more substantial. So I've heard that the nourishing hair oil, I was about to say just the whole name, I've heard the sacred oil is pretty good for not weighing down your hair and not feeling too greasy, but also giving it, a nice shine. So I want to try that out. And since it will be half off, it will be only $22. And that's only a few more dollars. I think like less than $10, I'm pretty sure, more than the travel size. So I think it could be worth it. If I end up really liking it, then I have a full size for only a few dollars more than the travel size versus running out of the travel size really quick and then picking it up. And then if I don't like it, I can of course either return it or give it to a family member who might like it a little bit better. There's possibilities, and I'm not that out of money. Like I'm not out almost $50. Instead, I'm only out like 20, 22. So that is one that is on my eye. Then pretty much nothing else for Saturday. They've got Too Faced bronzers, Milk setting sprays, some Philosophy skincare, more It Cosmetics brushes, the Clinique Almost lipstick, Ariana Grande God is a Woman. I feel like those are things that the people who like them are going to pick them up, but otherwise I don't feel like you need them. Like God is a Woman, do you need another fragrance? Do you need another pear floral fragrance? I think that's what that fragrance is, but it's just like, do you need it? If you're a person who loves that fragrance and rides for it, then sure, go ahead and get it if you don't already have 10 million bottles of backups. But most of us, I feel like, at least speaking for me, and if you like me, you probably enjoy the things that I enjoy, like beauty and fragrance. I don't think you would be here if you didn't. And I'm sure most of us, even if we don't have as large of collections, have pretty sizable, definitely enough that we don't need to add something that may smell like something we already have. And I haven't tried a lot of the Ariana Grande fragrances, admittedly, but from what I remember sampling them, all of them smelled like something else that I already had and liked better, or like there was a version of it out there in the world that I liked a little bit better. So then we've got some Lancome Super Goop Philosophy fragrances, which they do have Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere, which is the fresh cream fragrance that actually smells good. The original Fresh Cream to me smells very spoiled milk, but this one is a little bit more fluffy, cozy, almost caramelly, but not like a very sickly sweet caramelly. And then they also have the Amazing Grace Eau de Toilette. But personally, even for 50% off, I feel like I can find the full sizes, like the big bottles of Philosophy fragrances at places like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, discount stores. If you really want to get points to purchase this, then maybe purchase it from Ulta. But if you're also willing to wait a little bit and scout out the stores, especially during the holiday season that's coming up, that's when we have a lot of the past year fragrance kits, or even just ones that were made for this year that were imperfect in some way, or something is wrong, just minor cosmetics damages. Maybe the label misspelled something and they wanted to get rid of it and didn't want to sell it mainstream. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different ways that you can find some of these fragrances for less expensive than even the 50% off. Because if we look at it, the 2-ounce bottle of this is $67. So it would be around $30 for that size with the discount, or a little bit over $30, like what, $33.50 or somewhere around there. And again, I feel like I can usually find them at TJ Maxx and Marshalls for anywhere between 10 to 15, no more than $20 usually. Then there's some Tarte Maracuja Juicy Pumping Lip Oils, because that is the only thing. Like, the Maracuja Juicy Lip is the most interesting thing Tarte has done in literal years. Then we've got like a little Solar Wave hand, some ingrown concentrate for shaving. I don't shave any part of my body anymore, so I am a person who's just like, free the underarm hair, free the cooter cat hair, free the arm hair, leg hair, all of it. So if you are a person who maybe has been reevaluating your relationship relationship with shaving, your relationship with body hair, femininity, beauty standards, and such, I would implore you to do a deep dive as to why you shave. Do you shave for yourself, or do you feel like it's something that you have to do because that's the norm, or because a romantic partner would expect that, or anything like that? And once I started deconstructing all of that, I was like, you know what? I don't need to shave any of my body hair. So I don't necessarily criticize or think differently of people who do. I just think that a lot of people don't think about why they do something. And now that I've cut shaving out completely, like I don't have to buy razors anymore, or even if I have electric razors, you know, replacement heads, I don't buy shaving cream anymore. I don't have to buy those ingrown balms and stuff like that. So again, just reevaluate, think about it, journal about it, do some shadow work on that. There's some fresh skincare, which is meh. The next thing that I feel like I am a little bit interested in are these half magic, what are these called? Magic Drip glitter lip glosses. And in particular, honestly, all of them look really pretty. They have some like shift, it looks like, and multicolored reflex. But the particular shade that I'm interested in is Problem Child, because it is described as a soft black with multicolored reflex. And I haven't really gotten into black glosses, but there is a creator, another Hannah, who talks about black glosses and lipsticks and stuff like that. And it's made me kind of want to get into them. I feel like they give this really cool shift to the lips. So this one originally is $22.50. Half off, it's going to be like, what, $11.25 or something like that. So I think that maybe I could consider picking it up. And then there's another part of my brain that is like, you don't need another lipstick. Probably a really deep purple layered over some other things can maybe give you a similar effect. I don't know, but I really am interested in that color in particular. So far, I'm feeling like it's very skincare heavy. There's Lancome, LMS skincare. We've got some Wella hair care. There are these MAC Color XS gel pencils, waterproof pencils. And the only reason that these catch my eye, MAC isn't even a brand that I really purchase because they're not cruelty free, but the only reason that they caught my eye was because they have these nice little teal colors, and I guess I'm just like lacking and craving color in makeup in general. So seeing some interesting, like that's a more mossy green, and then there's this other one that's like a gunmetal but with almost a green shift to it. I guess, again, I'm just a little bit overseeing all of the same colors of brown and black and off black that we've been seeing. So that is really interesting to me. I do think that Ulta is doing better, even though this so far is seeming a little skincare heavy. I think they're doing better with incorporating some fragrances. I haven't really tried a lot from Mugler. Mugler is one of those brands that when you smell it, it's just so intense, and sometimes really intense fragrances, even if they smell good, can give me a little bit of a headache or can just be too much. So they do have Alien Goddess Supra Floral Eau de Parfum, which sounds like, what type of fragrance is this? A floral amber fragrance with cactus. Oh, wait, these notes are kind of cute. Cactus accord, paracord, jasmine, two different types of jasmine, and then moss in the base. I might have to, maybe go sniff that. It's definitely not one, especially with 1 ounce at $98. So getting it even half price is going to be around $44, almost $50. I don't think that's something that I need right now. And I, of course, don't need a full size of this fragrance, but even with it being in the 21 Days of Beauty, I'm a little bit curious as to what it's going to smell like, and maybe I'll go into store and see what it smells like. They also have the Persona Cosmetics lip liners, which I have some of them, and it looks like they've extended their shade range, which is a good thing. Their deepest shade used to be 90210, which is a deep brick, or described as a deep brick. And if I'm being completely honest, I feel as though it's not really that deep. I can't really use it as a lip liner on me. I have to use it to fill in the lips. So I am happy, because I do like the formula in general, that they seem to have added a few more colors to the lineup. Like this shade Americano is a warm, rich brown. I don't need any more brown lip liners, but it would be a really good deal to get that one because they're already only $16. So half off, they're going to be $8. I'm sorry, I just have to take a picture of my cat right now. I will put it in the video as the cat tags, but she is fully just smashing and smushing herself into this drawer with my, what do you call it, sweatpants. We've got some Dermablend, Clinique, KVD, Good Apple Serum Foundation. That's definitely something that I think they're trying to move out. And I feel like I've heard that KVD Beauty, or did I call it Kat Von D just a second ago? Must have been, like a reflex 2016 trying to come out at me. But the KVD, I feel like I heard that they are going to be shuttering completely. One thing that is on here that if I didn't have a whole bunch of hair care already that I would be interested in is the Design Essentials. They're going to be 50% off. And I've just heard really good things about Design Essentials products. So I am, a little bit interested. If you love Design Essentials, then definitely go check that sale out, because that would be a good time to stock up if you don't already have 10 million bottles of open hair care. Then there's more Tula. So I'm wondering if Tula is a brand that isn't moving very quickly. And one offer that definitely, if I didn't already have a full bottle of this, I probably would consider cashing in on this offer is that they have Ellis Brooklyn Myth half off. A 1.7 fluid ounce bottle is $115, so I feel like getting 50% off of that is actually a really good deal. And it's a fragrance that I really love because it is one of those very simple, clean laundry type of fragrances, but there is a bit of a white floral presence that just makes me at least feel like this very put together, stately woman, like someone who holds a high position in a court or a government of some sort. Like, it just makes me feel like that type of refined or even almost royalty. I feel like that would be a fragrance that if I were royalty would be like my everyday fragrance, just I have to go tend to things type of thing. Like I said, I already have a full-size bottle of that and it's still about a little over halfway full because I also had multiple little samples in deluxe size bottles, so I haven't gone through that one as quickly. And again, very big collection, so even if that is a fragrance that I go to a lot or that's a standby to me, I'm still not wearing it as much as I would have worn it when my collection was a little bit smaller. But definitely, if you like those clean, crisp laundry fragrances, I highly recommend this one, though I never recommend buying without smelling first. So even though this looks to be an online only offer, I would definitely say if you have a local Sephora or Ulta or anywhere else Ellis Brooklyn might be sold, I feel like they might be in some department stores and things like that, I would recommend going and smelling it first versus buying a bottle. Even if you take it back and return a product, once you've already used that product, most of the time, or if they're following proper protocol, that brand or that company business will need to trash that product. Sometimes with fragrances and even with some beauty products, they're able to keep them as testers, but if they have a whole bunch of returns for something, they don't need to keep all of them as testers. They're going to end up getting thrown out. So it's better for you to not purchase a product that you're not sure you'll like at all. Of course, within reason, you have to smell something on yourself or use something on yourself, or with makeup, even use something a few times before you know that you like it or not. However, if it's something like a fragrance that you can go and smell first before you decide to bring it home and try it, and you don't have to open up the box and try it and end up making that a used product that now has to be thrown out, that is overall, that's like a part of consumption. Consumption isn't just about your personal bringing in a product and keeping it and not using it or whatever. It is just even about the whole life cycle of the product. And I feel like we need to think more about the entire life cycle of consumption versus just the did I buy this thing and am I using it and decluttering it. A little bit of a spiel, but I feel like that's what people who are here for. They also have RMS Beauty, which I guess RMS is at Ulta now. I didn't really ever put them on my radar since 2020 when they said basically, or asked rather, is there a time frame to address human rights issues? So they haven't really been on my radar personally. I also noticed that there's a few Too Faced products, like the Too Faced chocolate bronzers and then also their bronzing sticks. So I feel like Too Faced is just one of those brands that have fallen off. Honestly, I feel like a lot of the brands that I'm seeing are the ones that are fallen off in some way, shape, or form, like Laura Geller. I feel like people who like Laura Geller, they love them, but it's not necessarily appealing to a wider audience. There's the Ofer Cosmetics, which not my cup of tea. Their morals don't, align with mine. Again, a bit more hair care. There's this Dime or Dime. I don't know. I feel like it's Dime for some reason, but it's spelled Dime. They have a Seven Summers Eau de Toilette. And when I first saw these fragrances, I was a little interested in them. But honestly, $62 for an Eau de Toilette, like, sometimes I just have to really think about, and I know that Eau de Toilette doesn't always, or like the fragrance concentration doesn't always translate automatically to the sillage or the amount of wear that you get. It just doesn't always correlate exactly to performance, because I have some eau de toilettes or even some body mist that perform way better than some of my extrait de parfums, So I know that's a factor, but also there's still just like a price aspect of it, because an eau de toilette is only maybe a step up if we're actually using the real concentrations for things and not just calling a body mist an eau de toilette because it sounds better. But an eau de toilette is really only a bare step up from like a body mist. So $62, and even like the body mist trend that we're on, even some of the ones that I have received and tried and enjoy, it's still in my head being like over $20 for a body mist. Even Bath and Body Works is still like in the $17 or $18 range, at least the last time I purchased one that was about where they were. So I do feel like the pricing gets a little bit crazy, but there's also the fact that the fragrance itself just doesn't necessarily feel like something, like it feels like something I would like, but not like something that smells anything different than what I already have, because it's bergamot, juicy pear, lavender, vanilla, whipped cream, sweet coconut, blonde woods, ambrox, and fluffy musk. So again, I feel like I probably have something that is similar to that. They have the Rim Beauty foundation on sale, which would be interesting if I, needed a foundation, but I'm currently in my era of trying to finish all of my foundation. Then there's weekly beauty steals that seem to include quite a bit of IT Cosmetics. There's some Kopari body mist in here, but yeah, mostly IT Cosmetics and even some Lanolips. Actually, a lot of Lanolips, in fact. Basically every single Lanolips. And then we've got some other fragrance. There's actually a men's, which I don't think fragrance is gendered, but there's a men's fragrance of Azzaro Most Wanted. There's a Buxom full-on plumping lip polishes, which I feel like are literally just the ones that they put in there every single sale because they need to move some of the product out. I definitely have a lot of older Buxom, or not older, they're still available, but I have some that I've had for a while that I bought in sales years ago, so I know that's one that they consistently put in there. Same with the Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner, the Urban Decay primer potion. If you stand by that one, it's a good time to get it because it'll only be $14. But at the same time, I feel as though there are so many even less expensive eyeshadow primers, drugstore, just the less expensive end of things that have really good eyeshadow primers too. I could see myself purchasing the CosRX Snail Mucin because this is a product that I really enjoy. It hasn't been in my rotation in a while, and sometimes I like to rotate which serums and different products that I'm using if I'm kind of using the same things over and over again, even if I'm rotating it to something that I already know and love. And with it being 50% off, it's only $12.50, which means that it would be a very similar price to all of the lesser expensive ones I'm already purchasing, as well as a similar price to what I usually can find it for in the discount stores, because CosRX is another brand that is always in TJ Maxx's and Marshalls. More IT brushes for Ulta. There's quite a bit of Rim Beauty in here as well. It seems like their eyeshadow palettes are in here, which this baby doll one, actually a pretty color story, but I feel like it is something that I already have other shades. Like even the shades that I'm using on my eyes for this look today look very similar to what's in this palette. So obviously it's not something that is needed. But I wonder if Rem Beauty is not very fast moving, and that's why a bit of that stuff is in here. There's some MAC lipsticks. There is the YSL Opium Glitter perfume, which I'm not a big fan of opium, or black opium rather, but again, people who are a fan of it are a diehard fan of it. There's also the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Liquid Foundation, so that's a pretty good deal. I still have a bottle, and honestly, it's a little bit more matte for my personal taste, so it's not one that I would recommend personally. However, I do wear it when I do need to look really put together. It is one of those that is in that category of foundations for me, so that's that. Tarte mascaras, Ulla Henriksen, some Way Curl Cream, Sachu Skincare, and Tools, like their little stainless steel gua sha. Peach and Lily, but not the Peach and Lily product that I really want to be in the sale this time, and more IT Cosmetics brushes, and then also this Live Tinted Hue Gradient Bronzer or Blushing Bronzers. My only hesitation with these is that the shade range looks a little meh. Like they have this color Sahara Sunset, which is a warm coppery rose for medium deep skin tones, and that might be, you know, something that I like. But then the next deep one, or the one that's for also medium to deep skin tones, is Namib Night Fob, a cool toasted plum for medium to deep skin tones. I don't know if that's exactly going to come up plum. Well, Ulta app, are you good? It's glitching so bad. The Ulta app, let's talk about it as well. Why is your app so bad? Honestly, no one asked you to change anything about the old app, about the user interface. I feel like the biggest issue with maybe the old app at one point was and even with the app still now, no two-factor authentication, but no one really asked you to change some of the things about the app, and now it's so glitchy, and it's been like this for literal years. Anywho, moving along, there's some Anastasia brow products, which, I mean, okay. Sunday Riley Good Genes Serum. Now, I do like the Good Genes Serum. I've tried it before. I've gotten it sent before, and I do really like how gentle it is while still exfoliating. However, I feel as though there's a whole bunch of different lactic acid serums or exfoliating serums on the market at this point, that this isn't like the be-all end-all for me, at least not enough to necessitate the price point, because 1 ounce is $85. So even 1 ounce at 40 something dollars, what, $42.50, that is still more expensive than a lot of the other products that I currently have in my rotation. So if you are really a fan of it, then yeah, this is a great time to get it. However, I feel like there's just other skincare brands. Like I almost put Sunday Riley in the same category as Drunk Elephant, where they are probably pretty good, decent skincare products, at least from what I've tried. But for various reasons, specifically the pricing point of them for what you're getting, it just feels like it's catering maybe to a community of people or to a consumer that's not me, a less price conscious consumer. But I just want to not feel like I'm really overpaying for what I'm getting. And sometimes with Sunday Riley products, it's just like the price point, even though it works well, it doesn't necessarily necessitate the price point. Anyway, Original Beauty Blenders, same type of thing. I mean, for $10, it's on par with a lot of the cheaper drugstore options. However, I just feel as though we've all evolved past the beauty blender and have found what our preferred sponge is. So unless a beauty blender is your preferred sponge, you don't need to buy one. I've seen multiple Kylie Cosmetics lip products on here, so I'm wondering if Kylie is just not doing as well. Same thing, multiple Polite Society products on here. One that I think the fragrance talk girlies are really going to run up is the Vanilla Musk sale. They have the Eau de Parfum for 1.67 fluid ounces for $60 originally, so that will be only $30, making it even more affordable. And this is again a fragrance that I've heard really good things, or in general from Nema, I've heard great things about their fragrances. However, the time that I went to try some of them, I think it's the more ambery one that's really popular. It was one that I feel like I might have been a little bit anosmic to, or I was smelling so many other things that it just wasn't wasn't picking up to my nose because I'm usually not anosmic to ambery fragrances. I have a very sensitive nose. More Polite Society in here, even more Clinique. They've got some Tocca travel sprays that will be on sale, which, ooh, they have Lucia, which I think is one of the ones that I may have been a little bit interested in. It is because it has lemon oil, grapefruit, mandarin, marine accord, fig. I really like fig fragrances, rose water, geranium, vetiver, cedarwood, tobacco, and again, fig tree wood. So I kind of really like fig fragrances and I am a little bit interested in that. And then they have Tocca Florence, which I already have a mini size of Tocca Florence. I do like that. It's a really pretty white floral fragrance. But again, I feel as though I even have other white florals that I use more than that one. It's just one that I mainly keep because it's a more nostalgic one of the early, set the basis for me loving white floral perfumes. So the Win Beauty Big Vision Lengthening and Defining Tubing Mascara is also going to be in the 21 Days of Beauty, which makes me wonder if they picked the 21 Days of Beauty stuff. I've got to take another picture because now, what are we doing here? Anyway, I'm wondering if the 21 Days of Beauty calendar comes out a significant enough time before, because to my understanding, Win Beauty has been on deep discount for a while and it's expected that they are going to be going out of business. So the mascara, even without the discount, is already $9.50. It was originally $19. And with an additional 50% off, does that mean that it would also be $4.25? I wouldn't purchase it even if it was $4.25 just because I don't really love tubing mascaras. But if you like tubing mascara and are looking for one, the sucky thing is if you end up loving it, it might be getting discontinued. So you may never ever be able to use it again unless you buy multiple tubes of it. But of course, you might not know that you would like it enough to buy multiple tubes at that $4 price. But anyway, that is that. There's more brands that honestly I haven't really heard of or that I feel like are more let's move the product, like Alterna, never really heard of them. There's some Nude Sticks, which Nude Sticks isn't really a brand that interests me because their morals do not align with mine personally. Elizabeth Arden, and I could do a whole video about brands that are like that and the specific reasons why. So if that's what you want, please let me know. Just know that it would be causing a little drama for me, so you better support it. Murad, again, another brand that I feel like people who ride for it, but the rest of us are just a little meh about it. Ava NYC, Iconic London, Kate Somerville, Foreo. Ooh, one thing that is interesting, and it is because I've gotten to try this already, and I actually really enjoy it. Pure Cosmetics is coming out with a new SPF. It is their 4-in-1 Skin Tint Mineral Sunscreen. It has 8 different shades, and it is more of a true skin tint or tinted sunscreen type of product. It is $40, which is definitely on the steeper side, but with the sale, it'll only be $20, which I feel like puts it on par with even some of the drugstore skin tints at this point. I can definitely do a video using that product if you want to see that, because it's not on sale until Tuesday, September 9th. So a few weeks. Again, if you guys want to see what that looks like on me and stuff, I can definitely talk about it. Then there's O'Shea a tarte powder that honestly I haven't heard anything about it. More Stila products, their primers, which are definitely slow moving products, because I feel like primer in general is a category that a lot of people are just kind of realizing, okay, a good skincare routine gets you so far, and unless I'm using a primer that's meant to be prolonging my makeup, or even sometimes the pore smoothing ones, but some of the other ones that are just it makes your makeup look better, it's it doesn't always do. It just feels like a moisturizer. So that's, again, my spiel on that. More stuff that I just don't feel like I ever hear anyone talking about. There's some Ralph Lauren, the fragrance Romance EDP that will be on sale. Some Loving Tan, which I feel like Loving Tan is not a tan brand. Like I hear about them, but it seems like very heavily pushed like marketing versus people more organically talking about them, I guess. The Fresh Deep Hydration Toner I don't purchase from Fresh, and I'm allergic to rose, so of course a rose hydration toner isn't going to do much for me. It's actually going to give me dermatitis, but I've heard a lot of people enjoy that product, so with it being $48 full price for the 8.4 fluid ounces, a 50% off deal is pretty good. There's also some About Face lip products, which I haven't really tried anything from About Face yet because I have, again, not been wanting to add a whole bunch of new makeup to my collection when I have so much I'm trying to finish up. But I could see myself maybe purchasing one of the lip pencils. It seems like they have quite a few nice shades in the lineup. And I actually am close to finishing a few of my lip liners, or like a little bit closer to finishing them. So that could be something, you know. They also have these cute little Pick the Minis, which are their mini lip balms, and it comes with 2 of them, so you can get, you know, 2 different colors to try. This little red set looks kind of cute, so for $9 to get 2 little mini ones to try out, that might be a good way to try out the brand without, you know, breaking the bank. So About Face I really do want to delve into more. It's just, again, I haven't been buying as much makeup because I have been trying to focus on my Project Pan products. They also have some Half Magic Chrome Addiction shimmer and matte eye paints and eyeliners, which again, Half Magic is a brand, because there are so few brands out there, kind of along with About Face, where they're actually putting colorful products out there sometimes, or a lot of the time. Half Magic is one of those brands that I really am intrigued to try because I want to try some color. Like they have this really pretty lilac-y shade that looks like a really pretty color, this really nice baby pink, a kind of rusty coppery shade, a baby blue, like just really cute colors. Those were the shimmers. And then even in the matte ones, look at how bright the colors, like this blue is calling to me. It's calling to me so bad. And this purple, honestly, this purple is definitely calling to me. So again, like what Half Magic is doing, and I would be the most interested to purchase things from them potentially. Then there's Anastasia Beverly Hills powder highlighters. What are you doing? Again, I feel like Anastasia is a brand that's kind of fallen off a little bit. And then there looks to be, which I'll have to tell my sister, that the week of September 5th through the 11th, it looks like the First Aid Beauty face cleanser is going to be on sale because that's actually her favorite cleanser. So she's going to definitely pick that one up during the sale. Then there's some Benefit Lancome. There's the Urban Decay Face Bond collection, which includes the foundation. They have a blush and these luminizers, which I actually tried some of the luminizers and they're good. Again, $34, getting them half price is definitely a better deal. And my personal favorite is the Space Cowboy shade. I really like that one, especially for all over the eyes. Do I need one specific product for a lid topper shade? No, especially when it's $34, but I do like the shade. I do have it, and if it's something where you like to have more of like a shimmery highlight both on your eyes as well as on your cheeks, I could see it being really good for like festivals and stuff like that, or concerts when you want your face to have more of that blinginess to it, or even mixing it in. You can mix it in with lotion and put it on all your body and stuff like that too. So that is, again, that as well. Getting it for $17 would definitely be a better deal. They have the Color Wow Dream Coat Spray, which I've seen my older sister purchase a few times. Sorry if the lighting is starting to get a little bit crazy. Let me see if I can up my brightness in front of me. I was trying to finish this video before it would get too bright out because it was overcast, but I did not. The Color Wow, so I'm gonna have to tell my sister about that one because she uses it. Sniff Vanilla Vice. That is a fragrance that I tried a sample of. It's like a ambroxany kind of like musky vanilla. So if you like those types of fragrances, you might like it. And Sniff is already pretty affordable affordable. Their full sizes are, I think, $65, so you would be getting their full size for like $30. Vacation fragrances are also going to be on sale, so they'll only be $30 a piece. More It Cosmetics brushes. Then we've got Estee Lauder, Clarins, NARS, the Orgasm Blush collection in particular, which makes me think that maybe Orgasm is going out of style. I know that sounds crazy to say that like that. There's also Coach Dreams Moonlight, which looks like a cute little, it says it's a delicate floral fragrance. So, you know, it could be nice, not necessarily something that I am, you know, having my eye on in particular, but if you're interested in Coach fragrances, it might be worth it. Urban Decay Shadow Sticks. Urban Decay, I feel like, is definitely falling off, and I just feel like they need to start bringing back their more colorful stuff, and then they will not be falling off as hard anymore, because their eyeshadow sticks are going to be on sale, but like none of those colors are anything that is new. And for how much are these? For $25, it's just like there's more interesting and less expensive things out there. Ulta Beauty Collections brushes are also going to be on sale. There's some Laura Mercier, some Smashbox Original Photos Finish Primer, so something they're definitely trying to move along. The First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. This is definitely one that I would recommend if you need a moisturizer for very sensitive or sensitized skin. Pick this one up. It's one that when I do get dermatitis, I usually go back to that one. And I think my twin sister also likes it, so I'll make sure to tell her as well. One of the more exciting ones, at least in my opinion, is Lake and Sky 1111 Azure. I like the original 1111, and I think this is supposed to be a little bit more of a marine version of that. So I haven't gotten to try it. Might be another one that I need to put on my list to go sniff sometime soon. There's going to be Donna Karan fragrances, but honestly not any of the ones that I'm super interested in. There's Nabla Cosmetics blurring blushes, but these shades honestly aren't looking very inclusive. Stila Stay All Day liquid lipsticks, Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Again, things that I feel like are consistently in there to try to move product. Moisturizers from It Cosmetics, very similar thing. Seems like there's more nude sticks in here, so I'm wondering if nude sticks isn't doing well. Tattoo gel eyeliners from KBD Beauty. Also some lip products from Nabla Cosmetics, but none of them are looking, in my opinion, very interesting, at least not to me. More Polite Society, some Dermalogica Tula, seemingly a very heavy skincare and hair care type of week, and that is actually it. And then the weekly beauty steals are, again, nothing very interesting. There's a Smashbox tinted moisturizer, Polite Society, blush stick. The only thing that might be a little interesting is the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Ginseng Collagen Mask, but I'm not a really big fan of sheet masks in general. So that is the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty and the things that I found the most interesting, as well as the repeat brands where I'm kind of like, you're definitely trying to move some product. I hope that video was fun. Again, if you guys enjoy my de-influencing or going through sales and saying what I would pick up versus what I pick up, that type of content, then I can definitely do more. Let me know when there's some beauty sales for your favorite places, and I can go through and comb through their sale items and see whether the sale is actually a good sale or whether it is just them trying to, again, move product that is probably not moving very quickly. I hope you guys, again, enjoyed this video and that you're staying safe and healthy wherever you are when you're watching this, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Let me know what you want to see.